Hello, my name is Caroline Cooper from Naturally Loyal, and over the next 3.5 weeks I'm going to be sharing my A to Z of creating a service culture. So naturally, starting at the beginning of the alphabet, today is the letter A, and A is for attitude. Now I know it's a little bit of a cliche about recruiting on attitude and train for aptitude, but do you know, in my book it is so true, because unless we've got people who we are confident can meet our service expectations, they're not going to fit in with the culture of our business and a culture towards service. So what are the types of things that we're looking for? Well, what so many businesses do is that they focus solely on their skills and their background and their experience, that they tend to overlook this whole thing about attitude. But unless we've got people who actually, for number one, actually like people, that they enjoy serving people and being helpful to people, that they have a can-do attitude, it might be that they need to be very willing to learn. You can define what are the attitudes that you are looking for, but make sure that you include it as part of your recruitment process. Now, it's not just about your customer facing teams, because if your customer facing teams don't get the support from your back office and everybody else in the organisation, then that ultimately obviously is going to rub off onto them, and your customers will pick that up. Also think about your third party providers as well. So if you outsource any of your services, and quite often the outsourced services are the ones either at the very front end of the customer journey or the very end of the customer journey, which are going to have the most impact, ensure that the people who are providing that service for you have also got the right attitude. For example, if you outsource your security is quite often the first point of contact for your customers when they come to your business. So if you've got a security firm who are very grumpy and don't really like people and are jobs worth, of course that's going to impact your customer's experience. Equally at the back end of the customer journey. So for example, I'm sure that we've all encountered that rather grumpy delivery driver, and everything up to that point has been fantastic, but your last impression is the person who stood on your doorstep who really doesn't want to be there. So you get my drift, don't you? So A is for attitude, and think about the attitude of your people as part of your recruitment process. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we'll be on to the letter B, so I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.